Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Joy of Puzzles. I have for you today Rainbow Bricks by Lego. This was manufactured in 2021 by a company called the QP Group. Now, the history of the company is not really disclosed on their website, but I could find that they were based in China. They have about 2,500 employees in 2 manufacturing areas. They seem to be a general printing kind of company with pretty much any product related to paperboard. I mean, they don't do copier paper and things like that. The publisher of the puzzle, though, on the other hand, is a company called Chronicle Books. And they are from what I can tell, an independent, small publishing company out in California. Also on the box, they have an affiliation with an organization called the FSC, which stands for Forest Stewardship Council. And they are a voluntary membership type thing where the goal is to get all companies in these industries to plan and sustain forests around the world. The artist was named AJ Hansen, and it's Andrea Jane Hansen. She graduated from RISD with honors in 2019, so new to the industry, so to speak, and currently resides in New York. On her website, she does list that she is currently employed by the Collective Books Studio and Chronicle Books. So, obviously, that's how this project came about. They do give credit to the design to Sarah Schneider, and if you look at my other Lego mini heads there, whatever it's called, video, you'll see that she is listed as the artist for that, so obviously some sort of collaboration between the two. This is a 1,000-piece puzzle, and it took 7 hours to build. Strategically, well, started with the border. I mean, that was the obvious start here. And then my plan was to work with the boldest colors and with the highest contrast to their neighboring pieces. I opted to work on the left side first, the red and the brown colors. And then I switched to the right-hand side with the various purple and blue hues. Pick your side, right? Or don't even pick a side. Pick a color that stands out to you. For me, it was, for some reason, red first, and I worked my way inward. You know, it was the reds and then the yellow and oranges that were right next to it, and on the other side it was the purples and the blues before I got to the middle green portion. I did also find that there are scattered throughout here several distinctly dark colored pieces. On the left hand side they were brown, and on the right hand side we had some deep purple and then some very, very dark blue pieces. And then kind of the opposite is true. In the center of the puzzle, amongst the green, there are just a couple pieces that are particularly light shade of green. So those items become markers as far as they're distinct when you're looking at the puzzle box, you know, the pieces to pull out, and then you can pretty much place them based on that particular color piece and then whatever it happens to abut. And then you kind of know the orientation as well because, well, they're Legos, right? So it's rows and rows of little buttons, and you just have to look at the box and know where they go. Alright, enough about strategy. I'm sure everyone will solve this particular little puzzle. Let's talk about the review. I'm going to review the puzzle in 4 categories on a scale of 1 to 5. The first category is the puzzle material quality itself, the paperboard and how well the image was bonded to it. This, a very rare 5 for me. I've run into this material one other time where the back side of the piece is not plain paperboard. It is actually a plain white printed image, just like the front side. So they have sandwiched the plain paperboard between 2 laminates that are much more rigid in nature than the regular piece, creating a very a very, let's say, inflexible puzzle piece, which was great, right? These pieces were fantastic. Never felt like you had any risk of any pieces being damaged. The only other puzzle I've run into this is the one that is the color wheel. If you look back in my catalog of videos, that one I actually built twice, and I built it upside down because the backside had letters on it, so that was kind of fun. So this is a 5 for material quality. The puzzle cut quality and design, though, is a 2, is below average. And I say that more so about the design than the cut quality. The pieces are punched well. The challenge is that too many pieces fit within other pieces. Even in the box itself, I constantly had to pull pieces apart that just fell together and then would somehow be wedged together. And it took a decent amount of effort, without risking them damaging them in some way, to get them apart. So for the design, I'm going to give it a 2. The quality was fine, but it's the design that really detracted for me. Difficulty. I'm going to give this one a 3. It took me 7 hours to build this one on my own. I, in my head, thought it would take less time just because of the nature of the image, where it's basically a rainbow of colors. I'll hold the name. But it still took me 7 hours. So I'm going to give it a 3 for difficulty. It's arguably where it should be. The fourth and most subjective of all the categories, frameability. If I was the type of person that made a puzzle only once, sealed it, saved it, hung it on my walls, then would this make the list? And the answer is absolutely not. This is a 1. I struggle to imagine where you would hang something like this, perhaps in a very, very young person's room. But for me, this is a 1. I would never buy this as a poster or put it anywhere. I don't know what else to say about that, other than, I don't want to sit here and speculate about where I would put this thing, because the answer is I wouldn't. So, overall score. Well, this one's kind of strange, because the puzzle material quality is so high, it's a 5, but the design of the pieces is below average at a 2. I'm going to give this, for an overall score, a 2. I probably won't build this again, even though it had a couple pluses. Though this is one I would loan out. I don't think... I think other people would enjoy building this, other people that I know, but for me it's a below average as far as rebuild goes. I'm going to have to give this one a 2. Alright, what else can I talk about this puzzle? Well, there's that silence, right? Not much to say. I bought it, the design and such, that it reminded me of the color wheel puzzle, which I really enjoyed. It is, in many respects, simple. Again, I gave it a 3 for difficulty because of the time it took, and some of that's because of the piece design. But there is something about it that is relaxing, which is really what I'm looking for anyway when I'm building a puzzle. And this one it hits those marks for me. The challenge here is kind of a challenge that you make for yourself. How do you want to go with this puzzle strategically? You certainly can make this take a lot longer if you opted to work just from, say, left to right, or top to bottom would be probably the most challenging way to build this. So you can make a challenge for yourself out of this puzzle and still enjoy the build, enjoy the relaxing aspects of it. That's it for me. I appreciate everyone who takes 10 minutes out of a day to watch one of these videos. Go ahead and maybe click the like button if you like it. Share these videos with some of your insomniac friends. That'd be great. And I look forward to bringing you more puzzles in the very near future. Interestingly enough, this puzzle will represent that I've been doing this for a year. Good grief. Who would have thought? Anyways, thanks again, everyone, and I look forward to bringing you more videos in the very near future.